been waiting for so long has finally um, uh, got fixed, and not just one of it. I applied in 2 positions, and the second position's interview is the next week. Um, so I'm like super excited. Okay, I mean, and yesterday I saw the number 1111, and I'm never into angel numbers, but I just started looking at it. And since yesterday, it's so funny. Every now and then I feel like looking at the clock, and I look at the clock and I see what does this angel number mean. And
Mm-hmm.
all the angel numbers I have been looking are pointing to say that you are on a verge of a new opportunity, and think angels are supporting you and stuff. So I'm like, wow, this is
Yeah.
this is the best
Awesome.
thing. I'm
That's awesome.
enjoying it. I'm loving it.
That is awesome. Well, what I got from your, you sent me a message, but what I got from you was that it was the one job, but I didn't know there were two. That's crazy.
Yes, I applied to 2 jobs. They opened up 2 jobs, and I'm so excited that both the jobs are same level and very similar to each other. But they are senior positions, both of them.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. It's okay. So are you guys familiar who Dr. Wayne Dyer is?
Yes.
You
I'm
guys,
actually reading a book by him right now.
okay.
Which one?
Which book?
Excuses Be Gone.
Oh, nice.
Truth Be Gone?
Excuses.
Yeah, Excuses Be Gone.
Excuses Be Gone.
Mm-hmm. Actually, it's funny how I found it, because I was at John and Mel's house, and this was I don't know, maybe over Christmas or Thanksgiving, I don't remember. And I went upstairs to the bathroom, and that book was like just popped right out at me. It was like, whoa, right there. And I was like, that was a sign. That was a sign. And then I like tested. I was like, should I buy this book? Yes. And I've been listening to it, and it's been really good. And I've been listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza's Becoming Supernatural. And between those two, it's been really, really great books.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Dyer is amazing, but Dr. Joe Dispenza is amazing as well. I mean, the things that he talks about he's just so right on and in alignment. So that's massive.
Yeah.
So what do these books point towards?
So what's that?
What?
Why did you mention this book?
Oh, you mentioned Dr. Wayne Dyer for some reason.
Oh, why did I mention Dr. Wayne Dyer? Okay. So, so Dr. Wayne Dyer is talking to Abraham Hicks, the lady, right? Jerry's been gone for years. This is quite a bit older. I think it was like 6 or 7 years ago, because Dr. Wayne Dyer's been dead a couple years, and you could tell the video was a little bit older. But anyway, Dr. Wayne was interviewing Abraham, and this was really cool, and it was eye-opening. As he goes, I get this inspiration. He goes, most of my books start at 3:40 in the morning. He said, I get this inspiration and feeling. And he goes, and I wake up and I write my books. I do my books. And he goes, what is that? Like the angels? He goes, the angels are waking me up. And she got into that trance kind of thing where she kind of speaks a little bit different than Esther. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, she goes, the angels are speaking to you all the time. And your guides are speaking to you all the time. 3:40 in the morning is when you're choosing to listen. So this is this massive enlightened guy who's talking about a certain time, like 3:40 in the morning, which I was going like, why not 3:33? You know what I mean? Like, so, and then after I watched it, I got it. And it's like, so we think like, because it's a certain time, we're going to go ahead and we're going to ask for something. Oh, it's 11:11. You know, I'm going to ask for abundance or whatever. But you could do that 10:01 or 10:02 or 10:03, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. They're always, the universe is always available and always wants to hear from us.
So it's really fascinating that you say that, because if you guys know Sadhguru on YouTube,
Yes.
he's like a big. Okay,
Yes,
so
I know all of these. All of these are people I listen to frequently.
Well, last week or a few nights ago, I woke up at 3:38 in the morning or something, 3:39, and all of a sudden it was like, look at YouTube, and what pops up? Sadhguru talking about waking up at 3:40 a.m. like I kid you not. The way you said that, I was like, whoa, because I'll post the video to the group so you guys can see. And he says that hour and that moment is very, very special as far as, well, the whole hour between 3 and 4, but for some reason 3:40, and I need to re-listen to the video because it was 3:40 in the morning when I did listen. And but I got up and I started writing. I just felt so, like, I woke up out of this really horrific like nightmare that I had.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, thank God that wasn't real. I'm in my bed, it's okay. And I watched that video and I just immediately went into gratitude for like that not being a real situation, and like being guided to watch that video, and just whatever was happening, I was like, I don't quite understand it, but I'm grateful for it. And so when you said that, I was like, oh my God, like I just watched the video.
Yeah, no, that
You know,
is
the crazy
that is
thing
awesome.
about that, yeah, is I don't know if you guys have also heard of David Wilcock and some of the research that he does, but he's looked at, and there's some scientists that have talked about this thing called sidereal time, and it lines up with that 3 to 4 a.m. window that a lot of people talk about, and it's when we have the highest level of activity in our pineal glands. And therefore it makes it easier for us to, I guess, listen to that guidance that's always going on, because we have the highest activity within that center at that time.
Right. And isn't it that allows us to connect with our angels and archangels and that world a little bit more through that hour.
Right.
Well, and I have heard that, and as well, there's a portion of the world that's dormant then. So if you're in we're in Las Vegas here, so if I get woken up at 3:40, not everybody's out whooping it up. There's certain people whooping it up, but my point is, 9 o'clock in the morning is definitely more of a chaos time. So when everybody else's thoughts are like, polluting the universe, sometimes it's hard to get out of all that confusion. So
yeah,
really interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I totally want to see that.
I'll send that after. Yeah, and that Wim Hof technique has been really fantastic too. So I'll, I'll post it on the page. But I've every single day since I declared I was going to start it. Like it will literally change your physiology, your stress response, and like people that have stuck with it for a year never ever get sick again. And it was like, Alan, it was like I woke up, because I have forgotten completely about Wim Hof. I forgot the last time somebody told me about Wim Hof. I was in the military. And I was in such a sleep phase that I was like, what do you mean listen to my breath and do all this stuff? And I'm like, so I couldn't get with it.
Yeah.
And then we had that call last week, and I think it was a day or two later, I just woke up and it was like loud, Wim Hof. And I was like, okay. And I looked it up, and the first video pops up is, you'll never get sick again. And I was like, talk about a synchronicity. And that was clearly a huge whisper being like, this is what you need to start to do. And I committed to doing it every single day now. And it's fascinating how maybe this is why my respiratory system is being cleared out and everything's being changed. But wanted to share that again as far as like a really amazing breath technique.
Yeah, I have to watch it. I wanted to watch that during our break, or when I was gone, but it just did not happen. But I'm definitely interested in that. And the thing is okay, so by doing anything different than you have been doing for a while, you're breaking patterns. So you don't realize that, but as you do that, you're reprogramming. So if you're sticking with something for 2 days or 3 days, it can be 10 days, doesn't matter. But the point is you're doing something different. You're not always doing the same thing. And so that will stop. It helps not only just rewire what's going on, but it stops the crazy wiring, like the lizard brain stuff. You know, because you're doing a couple things. You're choosing something that would raise your vibration. You're doing something that would interrupt a pattern, and then you're doing something also that would reprogram your body. So it's like all those things are like magic and miracles, you know, in you know, maybe micro miracles, but they still are. It's still important. So, um,
Um, Alan, on a different note, can I talk about something?
sure.
Yeah, yesterday I was having a visionary call with John, and he was talking about what do you want to do ahead. And I was like, I'm not sure right now. The motivation I'm getting is clean yourself and just serve, just help others. So he was like, okay, we need to make a funnel and let's talk about your dance classes. And I was like, I don't know whether my body is fit enough to scale dance classes right now. And then he was like, if you're having a back pain now, it means there is some decision in your life in which you feel unsupported. And I'm like, I don't know that. Maybe I have to dig into it. So I thought I'll bring it up here.
So, has your your back pain's gotten better, but it hasn't completely healed?
Yeah, it's like I feel a lot of stiffness, and since yesterday, I'm feeling small electric uh, shocks kind of in my back, like mini, not the major big one, which caused the big strain.
Yeah.
But if I'm brushing, I was feeling that strain. I was putting my socks the other time, I felt it. So I'm like, the indications are still there, but they are not exactly in the lower back where my original pain was.
Yep.
And I'm still feeling stiff, like I'm not able to run, jog, or be flexible enough to dance the way I want to.
Well, okay. There's some. We're gonna have to. Yeah, we'll figure that. We're going to have to figure that out. But there is a point of where you're. Um, uh, there's a conflict. This is what I was trying to text you or sending you in a message yesterday. Is your husband has wanted to be an Apple employee. He would love that. That would be his dream job, right? Um,
Yeah.
you're doing it just by manifesting it. You don't really, you know, you've kind of been intent about it, but you've been able to release it as well. Meaning, like, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, you've been more flippant about it, and so there. So part of what that problem is um, it's almost like having your dream, having somebody else's dream instead of yours, and so there is still a little bit of resistance with that. So,
But I'm pretty happy with it.
oh,
It's
I get
like I'm grateful.
it's you know what it is, Garima, more than anything, it's like subconscious. It's not like you're really conscious of it. It's that
Mm.
you knew for a long time, like, that he's wanted that, he's wanted that, he's wanted that, and you just go boom, and you get, it's mine, I
So
get it.
is it a conflict or is it a guilt in me that he's not able to get it? Or I,
Okay, that was a good question, because I said conflict, it says no. Guilt, yes, it's a guilt. It's an underlying guilt.
hmm.
So, and here's what guilt does, is it punishes us. So, like, when you have your underlying guilt, and so if you have that underlying guilt, what it can do is it could manifest in your back, so you can't dance how you want to dance, or that kind of thing. It's like, there has to be It's almost like there's some guilt set aside about being, there's still some guilt about being a man, a woman, and then overachieving over the man. And it's really subconscious. Overachieving. It's because if you do it, then it makes somebody else feel small. Okay. Okay. I also remember telling you it was like 8 little mini things, and I don't think they're things that we really even need to. Like I'll find them and I'll be able to get rid of them. So that.
But it's strange when I did I did muscle testing for myself. I said, is there any blockage on me getting this job? It said none.
Yeah.
And you told me there are 7 blockages, so I didn't test that.
Well, you're saying is there, and how how test say there are 7. I said 8. Say there are 8 blockages, things that are blocking me about this job, not getting the job, about this job. Check that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's how you phrase the question. You said there are whatever 7 things that are stopping me from getting this job. It's like nothing's stopping you, but it's that are things that are blocks when I think about this job. So we'll get through that in the meditation. Because you want the job, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Therefore, you can get into that speakers club and all that. So, okay. Gigi, what do you want to work on this week? What are you struggling with?
I don't really have anything that's sticking out other than just watching, my vibration. I've done better with the driving.
Cool. So you're more at ease with driving?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I haven't really been super mad at people doing the same things that make me super mad usually.
Okay. Okay, so you've taken responsibility from your for your emotions. That's a good thing. Or more responsibility for your emotions. Okay. 1, 2.
And really, like yesterday was the only time that I really felt, I don't know, whatever, the anger shark swimming around. Like I was super mad. Like my face was red and I was sweating. I'm like, I was so mad, and I was trying to like keep, you know what I mean? Like just keep myself in a centered place. But yesterday, something really triggered me, and like what Olga was saying, it was like an old pattern trigger that after the whole thing like happened, I was like, what the hell were you doing? Like it was almost laughable. Like after I got mad and I wrangled all my jackets and shirts off, like I layered, I had layers on, and I just took them all off because I was so hot and so mad. And then right after that, I'm like, it was laughable. I'm like, you haven't done this in so long, it actually felt foreign to feel like that. And then it was laughable, like the whole thing, like, what are you doing? And then in our abundance group, I was working on, because I have to post to my group. So my post for that day that I was getting ready to post for my group was about how you need to love every situation, every person you encounter. And I was just got out of a big old rage fit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Gigi, that was so me yesterday. I was like, I hadn't felt that kind of anger like in a long time, that I was like, whoa, chill out. Like, why am I like, I was, yeah, like same thing. I
Like,
got really hot and then I got cold and I was like I was like back to fight mode is what it felt like. And I'm like, I haven't felt that in such a long
it
time.
was. Yes.
I was like, I dare anybody to get in my way today.
Yes, someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, oh, just try me.
Well, sometimes it's that thing that like it gives you a chance to look how far I've came. Look how far I've come since this, like I don't even act like that anymore. Like who's that person? So
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like,
definitely
it's scary
felt
because
more
you're like,
distant.
is it there?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, you're
though
like,
it's kind of like, man, I'm doing the shit again. But
yeah. Yeah. I'm like,
I
no,
mean,
it's just peeking around to make sure we're really dealt with it.
yeah.
and the funny thing is, like, what had made me come out of the whole thing is, so I was getting mad at a different circumstance and a different happening, and I was boiling, and then I just decided to redirect myself and just go do something differently, because that particular activity had already, like, I'm way triggered. I threw off all my clothes, like, not my clothes, all of them, but like my jacket.
Yeah.
And I had a jacket and whatever. I was just cleaning off those layers. And then I swear, within instance of that, because my vibration was so angry, and that's what I was putting out.
Yep.
My daughter sent me a text message talking about her trumpets missing out of the band room because she didn't pick it up before Christmas break like I damn told her to.
Oh shit.
So I was even madder, and I sent her all these texts. Well, you better, in all caps, like, you better find and talk to your teachers. You're not getting anything. The whole spiel of, I damn told you this shit, and now the trumpet's gone.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna come out of your ass. Like, you better find that trumpet. And then I came out and I said, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing? I said, I started laughing. I'm like, well, I was mad, and the universe brought me more things to be mad about.
That's
And then I was
massive.
just like, okay, I'm done.
That's
And
massive.
your daughter came in the wrong moment for that.
Yeah, that's massive. Actually, the fact that you said I was angry and the universe brought me more anger.
Yeah, it brought me more things to be mad about. I mean, and the trumpet was something that was been building, so I didn't know that the trumpet was going to come right after I just got so damn mad.
Yeah.
About another situation.
Well, and then you have to think about this. It's like how quick you manifested that, being angry.
Yes, it scares me, actually, now that the manifestations have come, like, right after I'm out of, like, alignment, or at least feel like I'm working on my alignment, or that I'm aware of how I'm feeling,
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, straighten up, don't get caught. Like, it sees everything.
Like, you got 17 seconds, chill out, change your thoughts.
Yes, exactly.
I know, I do that thing. I was like driving this morning, and I was like getting all road rage, and then I was like, okay, breathe, stop, because I was like, I'm gonna be late. This guy's in my way. And then I was like, breathe, and then like the Starbucks line I was in started moving, and like the minute I started doing that, it was like, and I let go, and I got there on time, and I got there like to my meeting 2 minutes before it's supposed to happen, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fact that when you start letting that anger go, then you get more in the flow, and then therefore you're gonna land up where better than you realized for that. Okay, so Gigi, are you pulling in abundance or no? I mean, how's your abundance going?
I mean, I don't want to say I'm not pulling abundance because I don't want to keep that in my field. Obviously, I was angry and then I got more things to be angry about.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? But not in the way I see it. Like, it is, I guess, kind of like when the spring plants start like peeking through.
yep.
You know, you kind of see like the plants, the little seedlings coming through.
Okay.
I guess it's more accurate.
Okay, so it's like, okay, so what I'm getting is it's more about the realization of better things and noticing things coming quicker.
Yes, yeah, I've noticed that definitely when I'm trying to be in old patterns. Oh, I guess I'm not trying to be in old patterns, but whenever, like yesterday was crazy because I hadn't felt that like psycho out of control over stupid things. I had weird things. I had the sheriff call me. Like I had all kinds of crazy crap happen yesterday randomly. And yeah, it was just a weird day. And I guess like I'm noticing whenever I feel off, you know, I'm mad or aggravated or frustrated or any other kind of thing that, you know, keeps my mind stirring.
Yeah.
That then I feel the manifestations, like I could get a bop in the head. Like, quit doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's when you use either cancel clear or you say cancel clear, and that's when you go through that. Okay. I'm thinking
That's a good
Like I
one.
can totally relate, like Gigi, when you're saying like you can kind of see the spring and the sunshine coming through with the abundance, and like I don't know if you
Yeah.
relate, but like for me, I'm like, oh my God, this is almost like, is this too good to be true? Oh my God, what if I like really start indulging in this, and then I do, and then almost feel guilty for it, which is weird. And then it's
Maybe,
like, and
yeah.
I think for me, the guilt is also coming from, I don't know where it's coming from, but I know I have debt, like debt is increasing, but yet I'm making money, but it's like that clash right there. And then I'm like, oh man, I got to hold on to this baby. Oh, this is so nice. What if it changes? Oh my God, you know? And so that's kind of like that like looking through the fields feeling that I related with you there.
well, let me tell you one thing about debt is you never focus on debt or that you've created debt. You focus on the freedom from it. And you almost use it like a mantra, like, oh, it's so easy to take care of these debts. You know, I'm free of debt. I'm free of debt. I'm free of debt. And
Oh
so
yeah. So
little things will
it's like,
manifest.
I've been saying that, but it's like been growing. It's like, cause I, you know, I look at the credit card bill and I'm like, oh, no. And then I'm like, I have zero debt. But then I look at the bill and I'm like, ah. And so it's like a very much a bigger, like a inner
Yeah,
conflict for me.
there's
Cause I've never had this much debt in my life. So it's scary.
there's a company that I deal with. I'm gonna have to send you the information, but what they do is they give you they get your credit line for 0% interest for approximately 2 years. So
Ooh.
yeah,
Without like it hitting your credit in a hard way.
it doesn't hit. Yeah, it doesn't hit credit in a hard way, but it's just so you can wipe out those debts. I actually helped.
Yeah, I'll definitely take a look at them.
I helped Becca get that done through this company. So
Yeah, please do. We'll talk about that later for sure.
yeah. So that may help with that. Okay, so it's some of it's guilt around money, making money, guilt around debt.
Isn't that so ironic? Why would I feel guilty around making money? That's like, it makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's the other choice of, you know, when it comes in, whatever amount it is, whether it's a bonus or whatever, just like being grateful, being gracious, being, you know, that it's coming in. Thank you, all that stuff, raising your vibrations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my throat is just okay. Okay, I'm seeing how this is gonna kind of work out. Before we get into the meditation, and I'm actually gonna going to cut tonight a little bit shorter, but is how is it going with you guys working on your 0 to 7 and then 8 to 13? How did that work out? Are you done through it, or you're not, or it's okay if you are or you aren't? It doesn't matter.
I mean,
I did.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Olga.
No, go ahead. It's okay.
Yeah, I did it yesterday for 8 to 12 years, and I did come up with a lot of patterns that I have developed in my life, perhaps from that age, and I did try to do the DPR process to clear it.
Okay. And so, it's not bad, because to test 60% from that age, okay, this is why I tell people is go through in chunks, conception to 7, 8 to 13, whatever, because when we find it, like we will remember instances like when I was back in Chicago, when I was looking at some of the places that I'd been through and some of the businesses were still there. I mean, I had all these floods of memories of times that I spent with people and hanging out and all this other stuff, things that I haven't thought about in 25 years. So my point is like, that was like, when I went to bed, I was like processing and downloading, and it was like crazy. So, and that was stuff that I needed to be free from. So that being said, after you do, like, so the first two, you got the first pass of, conception to 7, and then 8 to 13, and then 13 to 21, like this next week will be 13 to 21, and then, and then 21 to current time place. So, but you may have to revisit those things, but Garima checks 60% of the 8 to 13. You processed 8 to 60% of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's good. It's really good. So who else did that? Did you get a chance to do that, Gigi, or?
No, I just felt that since I mean, I guess I'm behind for my own doing.
Yeah, that's no big deal.
Like, I can't really test the things, and I guess I could make the list. I didn't think about it that way, but I wouldn't be able to really test what they were affecting me. So then I started going back and learning the muscle testing on the prior videos.
Okay.
Or at least that first one that I missed, because I think that's the one that had the muscle testing stuff.
Okay.
And then of course it's not accurate because I haven't been doing it this whole time like everybody else has. So
yeah. Well, just
FYI, I shot myself in the foot here.
Yeah. And so just FYI, don't even think of it that way. Just FYI. It's just like, okay, if you think that if you can have a thought about something that negative that happened between 0 or, conception and 7, think about that situation, rewrite it in your head. Like, how could you look at that differently? And then do the process of where I own this, I'm complete with it, I extract it, I library it, and therefore you'll get some relief on stuff. So it's like, if you don't completely know muscle testing or land, you're having challenges yet because you haven't practiced it enough, that's fine. Just, it's stuff that you remember, so you can just write that stuff down. So, and then, okay, so we've got that answer. Olga, where are you at with this?
Well, I've been working on this for since I learned the emotion code, I've been working on age blocks like that. So, I mean, you kind of answered a question for me there, because I was going to say, I don't know how much is left because I've done so much in those ages, but I just need to test, like, I guess percentage wise, how much of it's cleared. And that's what I have not been doing.
Yeah.
But I've been doing a lot. And then the breakthrough that I did with John involved a huge breakthrough at age 7.
Okay,
Just
well,
a
maybe
couple
that's
days
what you
ago.
need.
And
Yeah. Well, and maybe that's what you need.
oh, yeah, definitely.
So, and then sometimes you have to think of like, okay, I processed 60% of this, and then you say it's in my highest and best to leave it alone for a while, whatever it is. You can ask yourself those questions. So, okay, this is what I'm getting at is there's a lot of unneeded emotions that are guilt. I see how this is going to go down. If you guys could say 3 issues that if you could be done with those and you could be free, what are they? So,
Okay, I'll say guilt, addiction, and lack.
okay.
I guess I would say anger for one of them.
Okay.
And I guess I feel a lot of overwhelm.
Okay.
Like I guess throughout the years.
Like you're playing catch up all the time.
And so so I have all these things that I've started throughout all the years that are like I have like unfinished things everywhere, and I'm trying to like do like I did with my possessions and like reduce them down, and I just feel like something always pops up and I already have all these other things and I'm trying not to do new things, but the new things are things that I want, and that's a big one that needs to go away because it keeps me kind of like stuck and like this. Just I feel like I can't do anything, so I don't do anything. I just sit there and look at all of it, going, oh my God, you have so much to do.
So so it's not finishing.
Yes, and I just feel like
so,
prior stuff that I started is still lingering there, so I can't move forward with all these. I'm wading through all this mud.
Okay, so here's the thing: how we do everything is how we do anything. So if we do things with guilt, addiction, and lack, it keeps us in that point of stress. If we do things with anger, overwhelm, and also guilt, when you don't finish things, you feel guilty, and therefore you don't.
Yeah, I guess there's probably guilt in there too.
Yeah,
I can't really think of a third one, so yeah, I use guilt.
Yeah, it's just the kicking yourself for not finishing. Garima, what are your 3?
One big one, of course, is scarcity. And I'm thinking self-doubt and not feeling not enough. Does it also become a part of scarcity?
It's like they're cousins.
Okay.
It's like scarcity is that you have a vision that is only sees what isn't rather than what is. And so therefore it does put you in a mode of self-doubt. So I think even as how you were talking about your dancing, that doesn't have to be. It can be your business. It doesn't have to be you leading the class. You know what I'm saying? It can just be
Mm.
something that you do, or you participate in, or you show people, or something, but it doesn't have to be, you don't always have to be physically challenged by that. You know what I mean? Like if your back's hurting, you have somebody else that does something. I don't know.
That is true. That is how a lot of dance teachers run their studios. I mean, yes, their studio, they teach a lot of the classes, but they have a lot of, instructors, 3 or 4 college girls that are in dance school doing the classes.
Yeah.
If you have, I mean, I guess initially you probably have to, build your thing, or if you did the right funnels, you could get enough of a start class that it pays that person's salary, and you have somebody else that runs it. And, you could worry about the feel of your studio, how you want to present your curriculum, what your avatars are. I mean, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Then
If that was in her highest and best, but
I think then maybe more than scarcity, what I am dealing with is playing small in life.
playing small. Yeah.
Mediocrity. See, like I have always thought of a mediocre life. I'm happy with a little salary. I'm happy with two dance classes, 3 dance classes. I'm not, even when I'm thinking of wanting more, and I question myself, why do I need it for? Why would I need $1 million? I'm perfectly happy right now.
Well, yeah. And so the reason, well, there's a couple things. Why you would want a good and limited wealth is so you can focus it on other things, whatever that is. Like if you came up with it's like you could fund orphanages in India or Africa or wherever, it doesn't matter, but with a successful business. So it's not just for yourself. It's like, would it be great to live in a bigger house or whatever, all those things? Yeah. So there's the guilt. It's okay. Here's what's coming up. It's the guilt of wanting. And so a lot of us have this guilt of wanting because it's that, if you look at all the people that are impoverished all over the world, like most of the world lives on less than $5 a day or $2 a day. I can't remember what the stats are, but it's still not much. So 90% of the world lives a certain way, and we're feeling guilt about these things and all that stuff, but it's not. We can't. But it's like a rich, being a wealthy person, being a rich person, you can direct that money and that energy towards good causes or whatever you choose. But when you play small, and then what's the use? It's like there are some people that think, well, if like I'm just going to keep going on through creation into different bodies and different experiences and different lifetimes and all that other stuff. But it's like if we don't understand that every day is a gift, and by not playing large, we're blowing it. Like we have to understand that. So
Yeah. I think then it'll be playing small,
yeah.
confusion, or lack of faith in my decision making, and lethargy.
Okay. Okay. So it's funny because
actually you can change my guilt to scarcity.
Scarcity. Okay. Scarcity. Okay. And okay, the thinking of lack is also what can deplete our energy as well. So like Rhiannon, I guess it seemed to me that she was like just had an overwhelming week and was tired. like that's why she's not on tonight. I don't. Maybe there's something else going on, but that's what I got from her from the
I
quick message.
saw her yesterday.
Cool. Did she seem like she was tired?
Didn't look like. Did she reply to your message?
Well, what she said was, I don't know. I got to pull up Facebook or whatever, but it was something like, you know, gonna need some energy for this weekend. She didn't want to stay up too late this evening, so therefore,
Okay.
you know, so no big deal. But my point is, it's like when you feel like you have a lack somewhere, we're going to include her in this meditation because she's having a lack of energy at this time, thinking that she's not going to have enough for this weekend. You know what I mean? Because it's emotionally a lot of work. So
Can you, yeah, Alan, with that, can you add like burnout, overwhelm, and just like running like the overwhelm, you know, running myself ragged, like to just all connected?
yeah. And so why do you think
I put so much pressure on myself.
okay, so it's pressure. Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Pressure to be this, pressure to be that, pressure to do this well, pressure because I want to go to the event and I need to pack and all this stuff and all this change. It's like all the change is happening and it's like, okay, pressure to follow the new way of thinking that we're learning. So it's like everything.
Yeah. So overwhelmed. Okay, good. I have a feeling, Garima, as we can probably when I see you this weekend, we'll be able to get a little bit more clear on a few things about your like career things, like what levels.
Yay.
We're kind of not at that point. Like we're only in like week 6 or something. Most of that stuff's going to come in like month 3 business stuff, but we'll see if we can get some clarity on that. So
Yeah, and I'm not in a hurry. I just feel this is my time to have gratitude, to clean myself, and to serve others in all the ways I can.
yeah, absolutely. And then I don't know if you have some time tomorrow, maybe we'll get together on that class and look at the calendar a little bit and see what's going on. So
Sure.
I want to know about that class too.
okay, yeah, we're trying to. Are you leaving for India in March, first week of March?
Yes, 5th of March.
Okay, good deal. Okay, so we'll probably just have to jump on that and see for that tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and walk us through a meditation. We're going to go ahead and just, this will be a little bit different because I'm getting some clarity on what really needs to happen. And so let's all close your eyes and relax and take some deep breaths in and out. And then tap your heart 8 times. Okay. And then we're going to take 8 steps down. It's like this hallway. And when we open the door, it's like we're in a massive theater room. And we'll see Rhiannon in there as well. Massive theater room. And then there are these screens with everybody's past week going on with them. And then it's like a movie of, we also see ourselves as kids, really young kids. We see conversations that have happened with family, different kinds of experiences. But it's these are movies about our lives, and these are things that we haven't dealt with yet. And so for each of us, there's a door behind each one of those screens as the movie's playing. And we go back through that door. And we see like a massive, massive heap of wires, meaning wires and cords and things like that, different colors, but there is no synergy to it. There is no flow to it. There was just confusion and not, and some of the wires are cut and clipped. And so we see this and we're looking at all this chaos programming and all this wiring that no longer works. And the lengths are crazy because we only need a short amount. We've got them all scattered everywhere. And so if we want, we can bring each other in to help clean up this wiring, pull this wiring, because we don't need all this stuff. And so this wiring has to do with our guilt of underachieving and overachieving, and our different views of what of reality is, and our addictions, our lack, our scarcity, our overwhelm. This is all the wiring that's screwing up our life out there in the world. Also our view of it. So lack of energy, cords that are cut where they're supposed to go, burnout, overwhelm, and pressure, and our guilt of wanting. So as we clean up all of this, we understand that anger does no good when we focus it on ourselves, focus it on others. Guilt is a needless emotion, unless it's something that we can learn from. Not finishing things is okay if we understand that we're really just trying to finish things that we love to finish, and focus on the things that we love to finish rather than having to finish everything, having all the overwhelm. So there's a bunch of wiring about self-doubt and playing small. Right now, the screen that Garima's got, it's littler than most of ours. And so we all need to go ahead and take this old wiring that's in the back of this projector and set it aside, recycle it. And then we're going to proclaim this amazing braid of wire that is like golden or silver, that kind of thing. And we see it. And then so we plug it from the projector onto to the screen. And it's only a couple feet long. And that's what we see. And we take all that old wire and we leave that in a massive pile. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we see it all turn into just energy of where it gets transmitted through the rest of the universe. where the people want to have the experiences of scarcity or not finishing or overwhelmed. They can have that if they choose. If not, this energy could be transmuted into anything that we want in the universe. And so now we're going to take a walk out of those projection rooms. And then we're going to go walk over to Garima's screen. And then we're going to see that, understand what the problem is that she was playing small. But as we grab the edges of the screen and we all pull it for her and with her, and then she sees that, wow, isn't it better to look at yourself in a bigger way? And so now when we look at these screens are the lives that we're creating for ourselves right now, and about having peace, joy, love, friendship, of having abundant energy. And then we see those screens across the universe as they're being projected across the universe. And what's coming back to us is everything that we've ever wanted. And there's us doing benevolent things with our wealth, whether it's helping school kids or dig wells or create housing for people that are underprivileged, or it's like being Santa Claus, walking around and just taking care of your family and friends, paying off houses, finding a need and filling that need. We see these amazing stories that we have yet to write. And we write them every day from now to the future. We own it, we proclaim it, we experience it, we accept it. So it is. And Rhiannon is so energized, she's doing cartwheels. And so now that we've owned all that, we're going back up those 8 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we'll be at the top of the stairs at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back into our bodies. So it is. Whew. That was good for me. I feel better.
Awesome. Thank you guys for being there.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Do you feel better?
I did not feel it as much as I did in the previous months, but what touched me the most was when I felt that all of us are holding hands and just feeling that connection with all of you was amazing.
Yeah. It doesn't, it's not always going to be like a aha moment, or, sometimes it's just the fact that you get a chance to meditate and connect with us for the little time that we did. So, okay. Garima, what time are you available tomorrow? What's your day like tomorrow?
I think I'll be busy after. I have a meeting 10 to 11.
Okay.
Sorry, 11 to 12. And then maybe around till 12:30. And then 1:30 is my interview.
Okay. Okay. So, just I'll just text you tomorrow, and I'll just say, just let me know when you're free. It's only going to take like 10 or 15 minutes. I just want to look at the clock or look at the look at the calendar with you.
Sure.
So,
Absolutely.
so good deal. So we'll do that. You know what? Let's see. I'm kind of cooked as it is. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go ahead and cut it off for now. I don't know what else to do. So, when's everybody getting there on Saturday? Or are you guys going all Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Or are you going all 3 days? To Awaken Life?
I'll be popping in and out just because I have to pack, so I won't be there very much. My goal is maybe a couple hours a day for Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, you're packing. You're going out of town for a business trip or something.
No, I move next Friday and I have nothing done.
Okay, I get it. Cool. Okay. Okay, so that'll conclude for this evening. I'll get together with Olga. We'll probably have to hit this tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Are you sure? Because I'm getting that it would be huge for both of us.
Well, then just hang for 5, but I can't do it much more. I'm just so cooked. So
you got it. 5 minutes.
Okay, Garima. I will catch up with you tomorrow and check in with you, like later in the afternoon.
Perfect. And would you have time to clear the 8 blockages we were talking about? Because I want to go to this interview completely free.
Actually, I did it during the meditation, but check.
Cool.
I said pick up 8 little flowers and pull them.
Oh, awesome.
So check it. So check.
How do I word it?
Okay. The 8 blockages, the 8 blocks that I had about my interview have been cleared.
It says
Grima,
no.
you're gonna crush it. Like I sense it. You're gonna get this. Like I have a feeling.
It says
you're
no.
gonna absolutely crush it.
Thanks.
It says no.
Yeah, it said no. Again, am I influencing it? I don't know.
I'm testing for you, and it says there's none.
Yeah. So if we say there are blockages, we should be getting a no.
Yeah, I'm getting a no.
Yeah, now I'm getting a no.
Okay, good. So,
Thanks.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Sorry about being so sick, you guys.
I want to apologize.
Yeah, it's just, I'm not foreshadowing being any, like tomorrow, like should be a different day, but I plan on being there this weekend. I'm just, I'm hoping I get a big change in this. So we'll see you guys probably this weekend.
Okay.
Perfect. Bye.
Cool.
Hi guys.
All right.
Love you all.
See you guys later.